Meanwhile, outside the city, the logistical personnel are still cleaning up the bodies of the bug beasts. A middle-aged mister stretched and complained. Why do we have to collect the bodies of these guys? If it weren't for your help, maybe I couldn't have kept going. But what's your name? The person in front of me also took off their hood. He answered with an innocent smile. I am called Glasses. I wonder if anyone remembers the despicable boy with glasses. He caused Alice to lose her dream of being a star. She became a non-human monster. The guilty boy with glasses was eventually forced to eat 50 yellow pills. He turned into an incredibly ugly giant insect. He, who was going to be eaten by Cody, took the opportunity to slip away during the riot at Club 6. But he suddenly appeared at shelter and became a member of the logistics department of the pest extermination organization. Just now, Ryan woke up and had a big meal. Dark Cloud watched them outside the door like an old father. After eating and drinking enough, Ryan got out of bed. He said he was going to see Dr. M. Luca also said he would go together upon hearing this. When they arrived at the door, they found that Dr. M, who had never taken a day off, was not at the research institute now. Luca thinks he went somewhere. So the two of them came to the logistics department. They have not yet finished dissecting the body of the bug beast. However, they did not see the figure of Dr. M here. Ryan asked Luca if he, as a bug beast, would feel uncomfortable staying in such a place. Luca said he was fine. Someone shouted from the side at this moment. Move these two wrecks inside. That's all for today. Mr. is happy about it, while Boy with Glasses looks darkly at the wreckage on the cart. Another Mr. turned around and urged Glasses to hurry up. Ryan's pupils suddenly contracted. The Boy with Glasses awkwardly turned around and answered, Yes. He happened to meet Ryan's murderous gaze. Luca also noticed something unusual. I saw Ryan walking step by step towards Boy with Glasses. He suddenly felt a tightness in his chest. However, Ryan did not give him time to react. His big hand covered his dirty mouth. Then he lifted the whole person up. Boy with Glasses is still accusing Ryan. I don't want Ryan to roar even more angrily. How dare you come in here? Mr. hurriedly shouted at him to stop. Luca also asked him to calm down and put the person down first before speaking. The Boy with Glasses roared unwillingly. He grabbed Ryan's wrist. This in turn triggered a stress response in Ryan. Immediately, he punched and sent him flying out. The force was so great that Boy with Glasses skipped like a stone on the ground. Ryan wants to give chase. However, he was stopped by Luca, who sprouted wings. But Ryan still had a fierce expression. Don't stop me! I want to take down that guy! Luca yelled. He is human! Just then, blood flowed from Boy with Glasses' mouth and nose. Ryan was taken aback. He didn't expect Boy with Glasses' blood to be red. He himself witnessed Boy with Glasses swallowing 50 eggs and turning into a hideous crawler. But why was his blood red? Luca saw that he was not in a good condition and asked him to return to the dormitory first. As for himself, he would stay behind to deal with this matter. After saying that, he ran over to check on Boy with Glasses' injuries, but was scolded by Mr. Instead, Boy with Glasses said that he was fine. But Ryan still had a serious expression on his face. Mr. and Boy with Glasses complained until evening. How can there be such people? By the way, do you know the guy who just punched you? Boy with Glasses said he doesn't know. You know too. I don't remember clearly about past memories. He comforted me with a few words, and then said goodbye to leave. After he walked away, the Boy with Glasses muttered to himself. Who is he exactly? Why is he only targeting me? Who did I offend? As he spoke, the veins on his body throbbed violently, and his body rapidly started to swell. Oh no, young brother not only snatched Ryan's black ant. He also learned how to control his ant clone. Just now Maya finally managed to escape back to the Skyworm organization headquarters. Now she is so scared that she doesn't even dare to breathe. only because the pressure Louise gives her is too strong. But she still talked about the situation, despite the strong pressure from Louise, even though 6 feet cadre is knowledgeable and experienced. He changed his expression when he heard that Jet was taken down, while Louise remained silent and didn't say a word. He remained silent until he heard that Jet was killed by his own brother. Then he laughed like crazy. "Brother, you are really amazing. It seems that you have mastered a new power. You really are a cockroach that can't be killed no matter what." After saying that, he summoned Ant Clone, and saw clones surrounding Maya in circles. "As for whether you can escape back to pass on the information, I will reward you. Become a part of my body." With that, he swung his big hand down after eating her. The ant clones all rushed towards Maya. Maya stood frozen on the spot, and only heard a loud noise. A hand rope fell to the side. Louise glared at the side with a murderous look and questioned, "What are you doing? The 6th leg." Alice then left the spot holding Maya, while her right arm was nowhere to be seen. Wujia thought she was crazy for daring to challenge the leader. Alice was very reluctant and apologized to leader. "This child is my only subordinate. I hope my arm can take her punishment." Louise smiled meaningfully at the words. The idea is not bad. But it seems that the ants are not very satisfied. Alice can only ask for one more chance. If she fails, she will willingly give up her body. Louise sneered. Suddenly, he controlled a swarm of ants to strike Maya's neck. This made Alice scream in alarm. Not long after, Maya fell silent, and only then did Louise reveal the purpose of his actions. "If I were you, once I leave, I would not come back. Now you can choose not to come back as well, as long as you don't care about this guy's life or death." On the other hand, since discovering the existence of Boy with Glasses, Ryan has been observing his every move. After that, he asked the head of security. He knew that Boy with Glasses moved into shelter shortly after it was completed. She also ensured that members of the security system would not be bug beasts. But there were unusual aspects in the hospital records from 2 years ago. That is, Boy with Glasses had extensive burns on his body. Anyway, Ryan doesn't seem to have any problems now. And Boy with Glasses doesn't have the same annoying personality as before. At this moment, a voice can be heard saying, "This must be a very powerful bug beast." Ryan didn't say anything, but instead asked where he had been during this period of time. Dr. M only said he took leave for some personal matters. "By the way, how is your evolution?" Ryan clearly stated that Ant protected his body, and he couldn't quite describe that feeling. Dr. M is not getting too caught up in it. Instead, he asked Ryan to come with him to an underground place. This place is empty and vast, like a big prison cell. However, Ryan just stepped in. The iron gate immediately closed without waiting for Ryan to ask. Dr. M first said sorry. "I want to see your evolution with my own eyes." Suddenly, Ryan felt something. He looked towards the depths of the prison cell. There must be a very powerful bug beast there. After a moment, a long claw came into view. Ryan also saw it clearly. That thing looked extremely strange. Dr. M smirked insidiously and started laughing. "I bet you are also very willing to show it." But this instead sparked Ryan's dissatisfaction. He asked why he had to show it here. Dr. M simply said that the practical effect would be better. Upon hearing this, Ryan continued to ask what exactly that thing was. Dr. M smiled proudly. "Impressive, right? I call it a dizia, also known as one of the strongest insects. Although it's a bit of a waste to use it for testing." Ryan also wanted to ask why it appeared here. Dr. M quickly reminded him to be careful. The opponent's attack has already arrived behind Ryan. The sound of gold and iron clashing immediately followed. Adizia was also stunned by this. Dr. M watched with great interest. So this is Ryan in Evolution's bullet ant mode. It's really amazing. Thinking of him with a crazy expression, he immediately had Ryan go all out. Ryan easily knocked away the opponent's giant claw. Immediately after, another poisonous claw attacked. The poisonous claw grazed Ryan's face, emitting a piercing friction sound. Then it smashed a large hole in the wall behind it. Ryan rushed towards Adizia as if nothing had happened, and the other side quickly grabbed the giant claw again. Ryan was hit without bias or deviation. Just saw the giant claw shaking non-stop. Then a gap appeared in the middle of the giant claw. The next moment, Ryan drilled out from the middle. Adizia screamed in pain. It immediately distanced itself from Ryan. Ryan also figured out the opponent's routine, which is very strong indeed, but its movements seemed unnatural. Let's end the battle in one go. His rapier was less than 10 centimeters away from the opponent's face. Just heard the opponent hoarsely shouting, "Ryan!" An 18-year-old young girl was put into an egg. She turned into a monster that only knows how to bite people after hatching from the egg. She was further led and transformed by the evil doctor. Now she has become neither human nor ghost. Even Ryan couldn't recognize her. In fact, Nami had already regained her memory, but Dr. M wanted to see her transform into a bug beast. He then used a special method to transform her into a bug beast. Luckily, Nami's final cry was Ryan. This made Ryan's attack deviate slightly. Dr. M, however, was completely puzzled. Because he didn't hear the sound that Nami had just made, he didn't know that Ryan had already recognized it. Only to see Ryan gathering energy in his hands again. His attack slashed towards Dr. M. He could not penetrate the iron railing made of special materials. At that moment, Dr. M finally heard it. Nami was shouting Ryan's name loudly. He broke out in a cold sweat immediately. And Ryan was staring at him in uncontrollable anger. "You, a worthless fellow, even worse than a bug. What did you do to Nami?" Before he could finish speaking, he was slapped away by Nami's paw. Seeing Ryan sitting weakly on the ground, Nami continued to charge towards him. Its mouth kept shouting his name. But Ryan didn't continue to resist. Nami's claws directly smashed the insect armor on his head, and the rain-like attacks fell on Ryan without any response. On the contrary, Dr. M was extremely anxious. He loudly questioned Ryan if he was not cherishing his life. But when he saw his eyes, it seemed like he wanted to punish Dr. M's shameless behavior with death. Dr. M also knows that he is an indispensable main force of the pest extermination organization or his most important experimental subject. So he cannot stand by and watch Ryan die. As he pressed the remote control, Nami's movements suddenly came to a halt. When Ryan looked up, just then, as the insect armor disintegrated, Nami inside had already burst into tears. Afterwards, Clara found it very miraculous. She didn't expect that Ryan would let Dr. M go, but only to detain him. Ryan said that Dr. M is indeed the talent he needs right now. And at this moment, personality tests are being conducted on Nami in the interrogation room. Nami's answers to questions such as what her favorite food is, and who she most wants to see don't have any significant issues. Clara also asked Ryan if he wants to include her in the strike team. Ryan expressed that she is not able to control her emotions freely at the moment, and seeing Alice and the boy with glasses could potentially upset her mentally. On another note, I just went to see the boy with glasses earlier. I pretended to accidentally bump into him. I just showed my shoulder. I didn't expect the guy to become shy. It seems like he really didn't recognize me. But what you should be concerned about is how he can recover his human form. I think we should capture him and study him by slicing him into pieces. At the same time, the logistics department's boy with glasses is looking at the body of the bug beast. He swallows his saliva unconsciously, just as he is about to reach out to grab it. Mr. calls out to him from behind. The boy with glasses can only disguise his previous actions. And Mr. didn't suspect anything, he just wanted to invite him to dinner together. So they went to the restaurant with Mr. and devoured several bowls of rice. After eating and drinking their fill, he bid farewell to Mr. He walked onto a deserted street and sprinted off in a direction the next moment. He just couldn't stand it anymore. Eating 10 bowls of rice couldn't solve the problem. Then he arrived at the wall and pushed aside the grass at the base of the wall, revealing the dog hole Luca had found earlier. Following that, Boy with Glasses arrived outside shelter and heartily feasted on the remains of the bug beast, exclaiming how delicious it was as he ate. He didn't even know when he had become addicted. In fact, he was usually able to endure it while working. Clara came over in the morning and deliberately bumped into him. Others all thought Boy with Glasses was shy and would blush. Only he himself knew that it was a strong desire for delicious food. A bug was quickly eaten by him, leaving only remnants. Boy with Glasses, lying on the ground, was simply too satisfied. It was really great to be alive. A female voice was heard in his ear at this moment. "Did you dig out the wall of shelter? So are you Bug Beast?" The Boy with Glasses quickly explained. "I am human. I didn't make that hole. I just fell asleep here because I was tired from work." Julia, on the other hand, claimed to be Bug Beast. The Boy with Glasses did not expect to encounter a living Bug Beast outside. He thought to himself, "I'm in big trouble now." Men prefer to eat bugs rather than rice. Only he knows that the juicy and protein-rich meat inside the bug's exoskeleton can fill his emptiness. Since he was forced to become a giant crawler. He also doesn't know how to turn back into a human, but since then, he would secretly come out at night to eat bugs. However, today he was seen by Julia. He suddenly threw a punch. Actually, he also didn't know why he did that. And his enlarged fist was easily blocked by Julia. The Boy with Glasses was so scared that he didn't dare to move. Then he was sent flying out. He struggled to control his arm to refrain from punching and begged Julia not to hurt him, saying it wasn't intentional. Julia instantly became enraged. She said, "I said I won't eat you." The Boy with Glasses asked her to tie up her hair first. Julia followed his instructions, indicating that she only wanted to find the person who dug the hole and thanking him in person. The Boy with Glasses was puzzled as to why she thanked him, and then heard Julia ask if he was a member of the strike team. Because a member of the strike team will arrive soon, she wants to ask the Boy with Glasses if they are together. However, when she looked up, the Boy with Glasses had disappeared without a trace. At this moment, Luca finally arrived late. He wasted no time and asked Julia straightaway if she had made up her mind. Julia expressed her desire to join the strike team. Upon hearing this, Luca felt pleased. And in the corner, Boy with Glasses was witnessing it all. He felt that Luca was having an outdoor date. Just then, a blue light spot fell into his palm. When he looked up, he saw a huge moth fluttering across the sky, and those little blue lights were falling from its body. At the same time, there was chaos inside the shelter. Humans see the silhouette of the bug beast. Some people are fleeing for their lives. More people are fighting each other, muttering about bugs in their mouths. A reaper points his gun at a passerby. Luckily, Jiganar acted in time and saved the woman. He questioned the reaper why he did that. The reaper instead asked him what he was doing, and if he didn't see the bug beast standing behind him. Jiganar turned around and saw the woman looking innocent. Seeing this, he had no choice but to knock Reaper unconscious. He looked at the mess in front of him and sighed helplessly. Are these people all crazy? And the control room at the base also saw these images. Nora guessed that it was mischief caused by the blue powder falling from the sky. They restricted residents from going out at the same time. They sent Clara and the team leader to investigate. Eric's face was extremely solemn as Bug Beast's methods became more and more ruthless by the day, leaving him feeling helpless. At this time, Luca was still unaware of the situation inside shelter, still discussing the details of the strike team with Julia. Suddenly, they heard the town alarm sounding. Just as Luca was about to bid farewell to Julia to head into town, the ground violently shook. Then, they saw billowing smoke in the distance, as if something colossal was heading their way. At that moment, Luca and the team leader were already in midair, but they didn't spot any presence. Through thermal imaging, the team leader saw two figures. He told Clara about this. Then he flew towards the direction they saw. Seeing them flying over, Anna let Alice go ahead and deal with this place herself. Alice bid farewell to her upon hearing this. "Thank you, sister. Not only did you heal my arm, but you also brought me here." Anna was very serious and urged her to take advantage of the transparent effect while it lasted and to leave quickly. She emphasized that she must not get hurt again. And their separate actions were immediately discovered by the team leader. The team leader operated the machine and was about to chase after the escaping person. He seemed to have been pierced by something. The machine exploded on the spot. Clara heard the warning in the midst of the explosion. "I won't let you get away with this." She finally saw Anna's figure clearly. She vaguely remembered the scene 2 years ago when she took Alice away. At this moment, Jiganar easily knocked out the person on the ground. Ryan then used a rope to control them. Jiganar walked by as if nothing had happened. Ryan took out a mask and put it on, saying it's better to wear this. It is said that inhaling too much of this can lead to hallucinations. "I see he still doesn't stop." Ryan had to taunt. "Do you still want to be controlled?" The effect was immediate. Clearly, Jiganar didn't want to lose face again. Ryan doesn't want to continue nitpicking. There's no need to say thank you. After all, we are friends. Jiganar instantly got angry and said that it's all nonsense that Parasite is talking about. And he, being 3 years older than him, muttered to himself as he walked into an alley. Suddenly, a figure appeared in front of him, and in an instant, a flash of knives flew by. Ryan walked over and jokingly said, "Let's go together, friend." When he turned around, Jiganar had already been fatally struck with a single blow. He knelt down weakly on the ground. And that person cast a disdainful glance. What a useless person. The man was forced to swallow 50 insects alive. This caused him to transform into a hideous and gigantic creature. He was then treated as food by the members of the Skyworm. He barely managed to escape from there. 2 years later, no one knew how he turned back into a human. But he did not completely eliminate the hidden dangers. Every time it got late and quiet at night, he had to eat delicious, big bugs. Otherwise, his body would show strange symptoms, and he would go insane, losing his humanity. Today, due to the effect of the blue powder, Boy with Glasses has been feeling restless. He is running frantically inside the shelter. Scenes of being treated as a monster by his classmates back then emerged, as well as the accomplice who watched coldly, and the mastermind behind his transformation into a monster, leading to his uncontrollable animalistic nature. His entire body rapidly swelled beyond recognition. On the other hand, the arrogant Jiganar was unexpectedly defeated by the enemy with a single blow. Ryan quickly drew out his own weapon upon seeing this. However, his attack was effortlessly blocked. The long-haired man realized they were a strike team based on their attack tactics. Just as Ryan was distracted, the blade was already in front of him. He narrowly dodged and created distance from it. And his face mask had been split in half. He just realized that long-haired man was not simple, and very likely one of the 6 feet. So he immediately started evolution, and did not intend to stop the other party from moving forward. He said that indeed, he looked a lot like their leader, and his left hand had turned into a blade-like sickle. The still-alive Jiganar just gave a slight warning with his remaining sight. He then saw a shadow that looked very much like a mantis before Ryan completed his transformation. A flash of light slashed across his cheek. Then countless flashes of light swept out in all directions. The narrow alley instantly turned into a vast plain. On the other side, the long-haired man transformed into a mantis beast and threatened to present Ryan's head to the leader. He could also sense that although Ryan appeared no different from the bug beast, there was a sense of disharmony. The next moment, Ryan took the initiative to make a move. He instantly arrived in front of the mantis beast. However, the always invincible Spike was easily blocked. He was also swept away by the mantis beast. He barely managed to stabilize his posture. The mantis beast's attack followed immediately. Ryan immediately made a response. The two weapons clashed together. The immense power instantly shattered the surrounding buildings. The two remained deadlocked for a while. The mantis beast also revised its opinion of Ryan's strength. However, Ryan didn't waste words with it, and just lunged at it with a stab. Although he was blocked again, he immediately activated the power of the mantis beast and dodged in time. This caused Ryan's attack to miss, but he was also surprised by this power. Just saw its wrist suddenly stretch out a shiny golden sickle. The sickle spins rapidly. It forms a windmill that can attack and defend. The mantis beast is approaching Ryan while holding a large windmill. Ryan can only retreat to avoid its sharp edge. At this moment, an 80-yard big foot appeared. A big hand suddenly grabbed Ryan's head. That's the crazed boy with glasses. He grabbed Ryan and pushed forward desperately. In the end, he carried Ryan and ran away in front of the mantis beast. The mantis beast then realized there was another person present. Shortly after, he also disappeared on the spot. Not long after, there was a loud noise from a building, and Ryan's insect armor on his head was completely shattered. He just struggled to stand up. He was grabbed by boy with glasses with one hand. He was lifted up like a little chick. Ryan finally had the opportunity to see what the boy with glasses looked like. However, he shouted frantically, "Don't look at me like that!" The mantis beast also followed over, thinking that the newly appeared monster was Ryan's companion. Now it doesn't seem that way, and that thing also made him very uncomfortable, so this time he plans to deal with both of them together. At this time, a blade flew over. It was easily flicked away by the mantis beast. Jiganar approached it slowly. "Don't disturb their date. Come and play with me instead, mantis beast." With just one glance, mantis beast recognized the two knives on Jiganar's back. These are made from the two horns of the golden beetle. Jiganar is no longer hiding, transforming and drawing his sword in one go. Outside the base, chaos reigns, with the blue powder continuing to take effect. Shortly after, Alice's figure appears, indicating that the transparency effect has taken effect. Several security guards immediately come out to intercept, only to see Alice spreading her wings, emitting a dazzling red light. Those security guards actually ignored her, and instead rushed towards the innocent crowd. At this moment, Eric was still worried about the current situation. Soon after, he heard gunshots. Two guards inexplicably started shooting at each other. Alice calmly walked in. A sickle was put in front of her. Eric put on a gas mask before he dared to speak. "It seems that you are the mastermind behind the chaos. So why did you come here?" In the meantime, the sickle has already cut through Alice's skin. But Alice remains calm, saying, "Before that, please listen to a story I have to tell." The red light of the wings suddenly launched unexpectedly. Eric was stunned for a moment. He then arrived at a place filled with the chirping of birds and the fragrance of flowers. The mask on his face seemed like an illusion. Alice spoke again. "From now on, everything you do will be under my control." And at this moment, in the sky, Clara is tightly entangled by Anna and is also at a disadvantage. Anna noticed that the blue powder had stopped and thought that Alice had succeeded. Clara then asked if the person just now was Alice. Anna did not continue to conceal, and openly said that she had become one of the 6 feet. In the meantime, she did not forget to launch a sneak attack, but it was blocked by Clara's silk. She firmly grasped her weapon, and Clara sharply questioned, "What have you done to her?" Anna calmly replied, "We didn't do anything. The child grew up on her own. Get rid of these troublesome things quickly." Clara was simply furious. She kicked Anna's right cheek with one foot, and Silk didn't let her break free. Just when she didn't know what to do, her entire body was suddenly pulled forward. Clara is ready to deliver a fatal blow to her. "We can turn back into humans." The sudden words make Clara stop her attack. "What nonsense are you talking about?" Anna came over precisely because of this reason. Clara still doesn't believe. she thinks she is just talking nonsense to save her life. But Anna still firmly asserts that there is a key here to turn us back into humans. Ordinary people, as long as they eat a golden egg. They will never be able to turn back into humans for the rest of their lives. However, this man ate a total of 50 of them, although he became a strange and monstrous creature. But 2 years later, he unexpectedly turned back into a human. After listening to Anna's words, Clara immediately thought of Zane. Anna also explicitly stated that he is the best evidence to prove Bug Beast can turn back into a human. Little did they know, Zane himself has completely lost his mind now. Even Evolution's Ryan has been caught by him, and Jiganar has finally caught up. He is holding 2 new weapons in his hand. The weapons are made from the huge horns of the horned beast parasitized by the parasite. With this item, Jiganar threatens to cut the mantis beast in half. The mantis beast scoffs at this, expressing disdain for humans using their companions' bodies as weapons and never imagining such a thing within their own kind. He questions Jiganar, asking if he doesn't feel guilty. In fact, it was Luca who originally handed over this item to Jiganar. Jiganar does not want it. However, Luca said that if he doesn't use this, he might die when facing a strong opponent next time. Jiganar was so angry that he immediately kicked him out. But the weapon was left in the room by him. He didn't expect to use it so soon, but he still stubbornly said, "Mantis Beast speaks really mysteriously." The next moment, he had already rushed in front of Mantis Beast with a horizontal blade. However, Mantis Beast's reaction speed is also extremely fast. He blocked it as soon as he lifted the knife, and the blade energy slashed straight onto Zane's back. But this only managed to cut open his clothes. And Jiganar and Mantis Beast were entangled in battle. He questioned Mantis Beast as to why it would abandon Club 6 if it valued its kindred so much. But Mantis Beast asked him what Club 6 was. Jiganar remained silent. Then he erupted in rage. How could he forget so quickly? That is the place where I live. After saying that, he raised his twin swords and attacked the Mantis Beast. The Mantis Beast, unwilling to show weakness, also began spinning like a windmill, indicating that its existence was not even worth knowing. The attacks of the 2 insects collided, and powerful airflows spread around them. And Ryan is still staring at the Zane in front of him. Unexpectedly, Zane suddenly erupted. "Don't look at me with that kind of eyes!" Ryan, who was on guard early, simply raised his hand to neutralize his attack. He scolded Zane to let go, but the latter remained unmoved. He then grabbed Zane's arm, and with his other hand, he plunged directly into his arm. Zane immediately screamed in pain. Furious, he directly flung Ryan away. Ryan used a pillar to stop his momentum and instantly moved to Zane, giving him a punch. Attacks like raindrops fell on him. Zane was beaten without any ability to fight back, only to see him mysteriously tilting his head back. The next moment, he suddenly opened his mouth wide towards Ryan. Ryan felt that something was not right. He narrowly avoided his sneak attack, then decisively cut off his tentacles. Now Zane couldn't even shout, and Ryan calmly said, "It's time to end this." He immediately swung horizontally, only to hit empty air. That's when he realized. Zane was already kneeling on the ground, reverting back to his normal form. Just as he hesitated whether to continue to act, he saw tears flowing down Zane's face. He made intermittent choking sounds and said, "Sorry, friends." Before Ryan could take the next step, there was a loud noise behind him. When he turned around to look, the clash between Jiganar and Mantis Beast has separated, and Mantis Beast's weapon has become shattered. A large amount of blood splattered from his body. The next moment, he knelt down on the ground, while Jiganar was gasping heavily. He then revealed a forced smile triumphantly saying, 6 feet cadre was defeated by me." Just as he finished speaking, he weakly knelt on the ground. Ryan walked over slowly and asked if he needed help. Jiganar, however, asked him not to interrupt and to enjoy the joy of victory. But he also couldn't believe and complained. He didn't expect this level of strength was only the fourth leg. If it weren't for this thing. However, he didn't finish his sentence. The voice of the mantis beast rang out again. The battle is not over yet. Have you forgotten? This is just my first form. After he finished speaking, a terrifying aura burst out from his body. Ryan and Jiganar also immediately prepared for battle.